Now, what are you hearing today?
Well, obviously, there's a dramatic turn in the search for Flight 370. Bloomberg News has now spoken to aviation investigators who say that this may be a case of air piracy. There's mounting evidence that the plane may have continued, as you said, for hours after its known location in the South China Sea and after its radar vanished off of controllers' screens. What we're hearing is that the investigators now believe that the plane may have veered off its planned course, likely turned west and traveled even over Malaysia. So the evidence that they've got right now that they're talking about is satellite communications data. Apparently an onboard monitoring system was sending periodic electronic pulses to a satellite. What we heard just now from the Malaysian authorities was they were refuting that there was any evidence that information was being sent back through engine data to Boeing. But in fact, they have left open the possibility that the flight could have gone on flying after its known location. And of course, this changes the search dramatically.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it changes the game entirely, doesn't it?
It certainly does. I mean, the Indian Navy has now been called in to help for the search, as you said, in the Andaman Sea. They're now looking, I think, today at the northern tip of the Indonesian island of Sumatra, as well as Banda Aceh and the surrounding areas there in the Andaman Sea. Of course, most of the search so far has centered right here in Vietnam, off the coast of Vietnam in the South China Sea. There have been patrol boats and airplanes and aircraft flying there in the last 7 days, uncovering basically any tip, going after any tips that they have gotten from satellite images, from observations, but none of them, it's all been dead turns. We spoke to folks today, and it looks like Vietnam likely will continue to search, although it probably will be a scaled-back effort given these latest developments.
Okay, well, this is an international search. We've got, of course, about 13 countries involved here. Many of them, well, they have real problems with each other when it comes to territory, and territorial disputes, of course, make working together that much harder. But are they all working together?
Well, certainly, they had been working together. I mean, you have to, because this is a huge effort. I mean, we're talking about vast swaths of the sea. This is a huge international search, you said, involving dozens of countries, and there are several dozens of aircrafts and airplanes and ships involved. But some of those familiar tensions have been cropping up a little bit. There was a criticism there was criticism from both China and Vietnam about Malaysia's unresponsiveness to requests for information, and that maybe Malaysia wasn't giving up-to-date information as it was getting it. And obviously, what you heard last night, there has been some questions about Malaysia maybe not entirely revealing all that it knows. So I think as it progresses today, we'll certainly be getting more updates, hopefully from Malaysian authorities.